Hi everyone. So in this particular presentation, we shall cover one more LabSet program, that is text-to-speech converter. So far we have covered 4 presentations. So you should watch all the previous 4 presentations before practicing this particular text-to-speech conversion application. So in our first presentation, we covered the introductory part. What is Android? So what is the platform you need to use in order to develop applications? So what is a component? What is a context? So what is a listener? So what is XML layout? What is Java source file? And what is resource file? So these were the things we covered in first presentation. So in the second presentation, we developed one small application. So we created a simple toast message. So that was a simple application we covered. Then later on, the third presentation, we covered the calculator application. And also we made sure that divide by zero error has also been solved. So it raises a toast saying that you cannot divide a number by zero. So in our last presentation, we covered designing a visiting card application. So in this particular presentation, we are trying to develop an application which will convert your text to speech. So first we need to do the design part. So before doing the design part, first I need to create the application. So in order to create my application, I will go to file, then I should select new, then I should mention new project. So you should always select an empty activity, because what are all the LabSet programs you are developing, you will always be starting from scratch. I will click on next. Then it will ask me to enter the application name. Let's give the application name as text to speech. So this is my application name and this is my package name. I already explained the importance of package in the second presentation. In our second presentation, we also covered some object-oriented concepts, that is OOPS concept, which are needed to develop Android application. Then click on finish. So once you click on finish, it will take some amount of time for the Gradle sync to happen. So when you're creating application, for the first time, when you're opening application for the first time, the Gradle sync has to happen. As you can see, the Gradle sync started. It will take some amount of time for it to get completed. So before that, I will give you the details on how we are going to implement this particular application. So firstly, we need to do the design part. So this particular application had both design part as well as Java part. So in our previous application, that is, we just designed our visiting card. There was no source code to be written. But in this application, we need to do the design. Then we need to implement the Java part accordingly. So in our design part, first let's add a text view component. Text view component. We are going to add one text view component. For the text view, we will give a name text to speech converter. Text to speech converter. So this is the name I will be giving for my text view. Then I will be adding one edit text. Why I need edit text? Because I need to enter my text. For example, Rahul Dravid is called the wall of Indian cricket. Okay, so this is the text I'm going to enter in my edit text. So then I will be having a button. I will have one button. So that button, we shall name that button as convert. So it will have a heading called as text to speech converted. For that to happen, you need to add a component called as text view. Then we will add an edit text in order to enter the text which needs to be converted into speech. Then we will have a button named as convert. So once you click on convert, so it will trigger an event. So once an event is triggered, for that particular button, what action needs to be taken when event is triggered, that will be written. So what it needs to do, it needs to obtain the text from this edit text, and that needs to be converted into speech. So that will happen in our Java part. So that we are going to write in our Java part. So first let us design all these things, then we can write the code in our Java part. So hopefully by now your Gradle sync must have completed. So we shall go to our text to speech application. I will close my previous application calculator. Okay. So your Gradle sync has been completed successfully. As you can see, Gradle sync finished in 49 seconds. So it took around 49 seconds. So firstly, we should do the design part. So I will go to the XML. So there are two ways in which you can do the design, which I had already explained in the second presentation. First one with the help of coding. Second one directly with the help of drag and drop. So apart from doing drag and drop, we will also do some coding. So firstly, the existing text view, this I will remove. I will just press delete. Now, as I had explained in my notepad, so I need to add one text view. So before that, so the layout, whatever the layout we are going to use, that will be of relative layout. So by default, it will be which layout? Constant layout. We need to convert into relative layout. So just select this entire content and press R. So it will give me the option. Just click enter. So now your layout has been converted into relative layout. So what is relative layout? Already explained what is relative layout. Whenever you are drag and dropping any components into your layout, each component will have some reference with the edge of this particular layout. It will be the horizontal reference. Also, it will have a vertical reference. So now what we are going to do, we are going to add one text view component. So let me add one text view component. So after adding the text view component, I need to define the reference for this text view component. So I am defining the reference for this text view component. Then I will drag to a place and I will increase the size. So by selecting this text view component, I will go to text here because I need to change the text to speech converter. So it will be renamed as text to speech converter, text to speech converter. So let us increase the size of text. So I will select size property. I will increase the size to 36 sp. Then I will make sure it is center aligned. So I will go to gravity. Inside gravity, I will make sure it is center aligned. After making all these changes, you can drag and drop like this. As you can see, this is my text to speech converter. So this is my text to speech converter. So also let's make our text to become bold. So for that, after selecting this particular component, just type bold. It will go to text style. So highlight your bold option. As you can see, it has been converted to bold. So this is our text to speech converter. So we can increase the size if you want, but it looks good. So let us leave it as it is. Now we need to add one more component, which is our edit text. So go to text, then plain text is nothing but your edit text. Drag and drop your plain text. So assign the relative positions, that is the horizontal positions and vertical position, then drag and drop to this particular place. So here I will remove the existing content, which is name. So for that, after selecting the component, go to text, remove your name. So then I will go to hint, because once user comes to this particular application, he needs to know what to type. So I will just give an hint, enter text to convert. Enter text to convert. So that will be the hint, enter text to convert. As you can see, we're seeing the hint. Let us increase the size of this particular component. So I'm increasing the size of this particular component. So we can And hence we can expand our hint, enter text to convert to speech. Enter text to convert to speech. As you can see, it has been given, enter text to convert to speech. So this is the area where the user will enter his text. So once that particular text has been entered, that needs to be converted into speech. So how that will happen? For that, we will be adding one button. As you can see, we are adding one button. So after the button has been added, align the position of this particular button both horizontally as well as vertically. Then place it just below your edit text. Then you can rename your button. Then you can rename your button to convert. I'll go to text. Now the button text name is button. I will rename it as convert. Let's increase the size of our button. So now it's look fine. So once the user press on convert, the text you have written in this particular edit text will be converted into speech. So for that to happen, now we need to write the Java part. So before writing our Java part, so we will be using the ID of this particular edit text and button. So let's change the ID of this particular edit text. So select that edit text and go to ID. So let's just make it as edit text because we are using only one edit text. So this is edit text. This ID has been changed. Give refactor. Then for this button also, the ID is button. So let's keep it as it is. Now we will be writing a function whenever you click on this particular button. So on click of this particular button, we will call a function called as convert. So for that to happen, what we will do, we will go to the code. As you can see, when we go to the code, there here you can see the components we just added. We added one text view component, we added one edit text, lastly we added one button, and the name of the button we gave is convert. Now on click of that particular button, so when you click on that particular button, we will be calling a function called as convert. So the definition for this particular function we are going to write in our Java file. So when you click on this particular button, it will call a function called as convert. So inside convert, we are going to write the definition in our Java file. So these are all the things we need to do in our design part. Now we shall move on to our Java part in order to write the required logic. So let's move on to our Java section. So inside our Java section, first we will create the reference for all the components we added to our layout. The first component we added is text view. So just press Alt Enter for it to import the text view class. So Alt Enter. So just a second. So text view. After writing text view, sorry, we won't be using any text view. Why? Because there is no necessary to use text view. So we won't be making any changes to our text view. So let's make it text to speech, because there is one inbuilt class available in your Android Studio called as text to speech. We are going to use that particular inbuilt class for the conversion to happen. So we will write that particular inbuilt class name text to speech. As you keep writing, it will show the available option. The first one is the class we are going to use, text to speech. Let's give a reference for this particular class. Now it is just a reference, it is not an object. So first we need to convert this reference to an object. Later on we can use the constructors functions which are defined inside this inbuilt class. Each inbuilt class will have a set of constructors, set of methods, and also they will have listeners. What do you mean by listener? Whenever an event is getting generated, for each event, there will be a corresponding listener. So this was covered in the fourth semester in object-oriented concepts. So when an event gets generated, the listener available in this particular class will get called. For each event, there will be a corresponding listener. So those listener will be registered with that event. So when that event happens, the listener in this particular class gets called, then the corresponding action will happen. So in our case, when we click on convert, the conversion has to happen. So when we click on convert, an event gets generated. So for that event, the corresponding listener inside text to speech gets called, then the conversion will happen. So this is how you can perform the conversion. So after creating reference for our text to speech, we need to create reference for our edit text also. Why? Because we need to obtain that particular edit text. So whatever the text we are going to write, for example, if you are writing Rahul Dravid is called as wall of Indian cricket, that needs to be obtained. So here for this particular edit text, we are creating a reference called as E1. Through this reference E1, we will obtain the content of edit text. Okay. So next, we shall go through our on create. So when your application starts up for the first time, what are all the things you are going to write in your on create, that will be the first time initialization. So here E1 is the reference we have created just now for our edit text. Find view by ID r dot id dot. So now we need to give the ID for we just changed. For example, for this particular edit text, the ID was edit text. So if I give edit text here, so now your E1 is pointing to this particular edit text because this edit text had an ID. Through that ID, we created a link to E1. So if you access E1, then we can access the content of this particular edit text. So now we need to create an object for our T1. So T1 is just a reference for the standard inbuilt class text to speech. So T1 is equal to, in order to create an object, we will use new in Java text to speech. So now it will create an object. So while creating an object itself, we will call the constructor. So as soon as you create an object for a class, a constructor gets called. Inside that constructor will be passing two major parameters. This is our first parameter, get application context. What it will do, it will obtain the context of your entire application. So if you give just get context, then it will obtain the context of only that particular activity. In an application, there can be many activities. If you want to obtain the context of entire application, you need to give get application context. Now what I will do, I will call the listener. As you can see, it is showing the listener. So it is showing the parameters we need to pass. So there are two available constructors. We will be using the first constructor. First, we pass the context, that is, we need to obtain the entire context. Next, there is a listener called as on init listener. So this is the listener registered inside text to speech class. What this listener will do, it will initialize your text to speech engine. So first we need to check whether our text to speech engine is correct. And also we need to set our local. Local means the language to which the conversion should happen. So if you are writing English text, the conversion should be in English language. So that we are going to do inside this listener. So this listener is registered in text to speech class. So we will give text to speech dot on init listener. So it will go to your on init listener. Inside on init listener, these are the initialization you are going to do. As you can see, so this is the method which is present inside your on init listener. So I'm creating an object here. Actually, as you can see, I'm creating an object for this text to speech class. Once an object is created, through that object, I can call the listener registered in text to speech. Inside on init listener, there is a method called as on init. So here we'll be checking the status. So I'm just renaming a status for you to get a better understanding. We need to check the status. What status we are checking? We are checking whether the text to speech engine is correctly initialized or not. So as soon as you create an object and call the OnInit listener, it will do the initialization of text to speech engine. So once initialization of text to speech engine is complete, we need to check whether it has properly been initialized. So status if status inside OnInit method, we are checking if status is not equal to, there is a variable called as text to speech. So that variable can take many values. One of the values it can take is error. If your status is not equal to text to speech dot error, this is not equal to. If your status is not equal to text to speech error, that means your text to speech engine has been properly initialized. If it is properly being initialized, then we will set the language for the conversion. So through this particular object, I set the language. So set language. So I will be changing the local. As you can see, you can find many locales. So usually we will be using UK local because the accent we are going to speak is of UK accent then compared to American accent. So I will change the local to UK. So now I'll change the local to UK. So this is how you can change the local. Like mean you are changing the local to UK local instead of US local. So what all we just did, so we created a reference for our text to speech. There is an inbuilt class available in order to perform the text to speech conversion. Then we created the reference to this edit text because we need to obtain the content of this particular edit text. So we did like this. So we need to find the ID of that edit text. So for that we can use find view by ID. Now your E1 is pointing to that particular edit text. Then we created an object. So as soon as you create an object for any class, it will call the constructor. This is a constructor. You are passing two parameters, get application context. It will obtain the context of entire application. Then through the object. So I'm creating an object again. Then I'm calling the listener which is registered in this particular text to speech class. So when you call this particular OnInit listener, it will do the necessary initialization for your text to speech engine. So in order to check whether the initialization is successful or not, inside OnInit method, you can check the status. If your status is not, your text to speech variable is not initialized to error, then we can set the language to UK. So once this has been done, now we are ready to convert. So now we are ready to convert our particular text to speech. We will convert our particular text to speech. So before that, so in order to convert our text to speech, so now we need to write the definition of this convert function. So what we did in the design part, when you click on this particular convert, it needs to call a function called as convert. As you can see, it is still showing in red. Why? We have not yet written the definition of this particular convert function. That's why it is still showing in red error. So as you can see, the definition is not found. That is what the error being shown. So in order to remove this particular error, we can now write the definition of convert function. So public void convert. So we will just pass a view. View means the present state of your application. So it will pass the present state of your application. So just enter alt enter. So it will resolve the error. Or you can just right click on it. Import class. So now your view class has been successfully imported. So inside convert, first we need to obtain the text. So once we obtain the text from this particular edit text, then we can perform the conversion. So for that, I will create a string. Let's name the string as to speak. What needs to be spoken? To speak equals. So how we can obtain the text of that particular edit text? Through this reference. So we provided the link for E1 and edit text. So that's why we can use E1. Now E1 dot get text. So it will obtain the text inside that edit text. So we are converting that to string. So toString is the method you can use to convert the text you or fetch into string. Now the text you have written in that particular edit text will be stored in toSpeak. This toSpeak, the content which is present inside toSpeak needs to be converted into speech. So for that, inside your text to speech inbuilt class, there is a method called as speak. So that speak method will do the conversion. So in order to call the method of any particular class, we first need to create an object. So this is the object. T1 is the object we created for text to speech class. So through that object T1, I will call the method speak. As you can see, speak. So I will use the first the function prototype speak t1.speak. So I need to mention three parameters. So the first parameter is the text to be spoken. So to speak. So this is the text it needs to speak. Second parameter is you can have two different modes. There is a queue. So when you are using text to speech, it contains a queue. That queue can the new content can add to the existing queue, or you can remove the content of existing queue and add the new content. So we are going to remove the content of existing queue and add our new content. For that, we'll be giving text to speech queue flush. I'll be flushing out the queue. So your queue now becomes empty. Your queue is now empty. So it will freshly add your content, the contents present in to speak. So last parameter you can specify as null. So what do you mean by null? Here you can specify other parameters. The parameters can be, if you want the content to be sent in a stream, then you can use some parameter here. There is some specific value, but in our case, it's okay if we don't pass any parameter. That's why we will be sending it as null. So these are the three parameters for your speak method. Speak is a method which is present inside your text to speech inbuilt class. So we called speak through the object of text to speech inbuilt class. We pass the text which needs to be spoken. Then we made our queue to be become empty, and we don't want our text to be passed as stream. That's why we are passing the last parameter as null. So this is how you need to write your Java source code. So now we successfully completed all the related things required to develop the application. So now we shall run our application and see how the output will be. Let's just click on run. So as I had already explained, it will take some amount of time for your process to happen. So first I will show you the design, whether the design has come out correctly or not. So after that, I need to share sound also, because you need to hear the sound. So that's why. So I will mute myself and enable the computer sound for you to hear whether properly the text has been getting converted into speech or not. So it will take some amount of time. So as you can see, now the Android emulator is getting started. So you are just creating an emulator. An emulator is one which will simulate your real world mobile. So in real world mobile, as you can see, Gradle invocation finished. This suggests there are no errors in your program. It has successfully compiled. So once it has successfully been compiled, now your application will get inside in this particular mobile. So your application will start getting installed. So it is now, the mobile is getting restarted now. Actually, the OS is getting booted up. So once OS gets booted up successfully, so this is the application we developed in our previous presentation. So success, it indicates your application is in the verge of installation. As you can see, my application has been successfully installed. So this is the design we just created, and we are getting the same design. Now I need to enter the text here. Let's enter Rahul, Rahul, Rahul Dravid is called the wall of Indian Indian cricket. Dot is called the wall of Indian cricket. Now, if I click on convert, it needs to be converted into speech. So I will just mute myself and enable computer sound for that to happen.
Rahul Dravid is called the wall of Indian cricket. Rahul Dravid is called the wall of Indian cricket.
So as we saw, it successfully converted our text to speech. So this is how you can convert your text to speech. So first we did the design part. We added one text view component, we added one edit text, then we added one button. So for this convert, on click of this particular convert button, it will call a function called as convert. So inside convert function, it will call a method called as speak, which is present in our inbuilt class text to speech. There it will do the necessary conversion. There is an inbuilt text to speech engine. We need to first initialize our inbuilt text to speech engine. So that will be done with the help of listener. So the listener name is on init listener. So we will check whether the initialization has happened successfully. So if there is no error with respect to initialization, we will set our language to UK local. Then we will do the necessary conversion. So just watch the entire presentation. So if you have installed Android Studio by now, you can practice this particular program and develop the application. You can run the application directly on the emulator, or you can you can connect USB, you can connect the mobile through USB. Thereby, you can run the application on your mobile also. So just try it out. If you're getting any problems or any doubts with respect to the implementation of this application, you can ping me the doubts. Thank you.